When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
Well, Justin Trudeau announcing yesterday a 2-month GST holiday on a plethora of items, from stuff at the grocery store to video games and booze. What does the official opposition think about this measure and more? Let's go straight over to Pierre Poilievre, leader of the Conservative Party. We're already on a first-name basis. Pierre, welcome back to the program.
It's great to be with you.
So let's talk about the big announcement yesterday. I should point this out. In 2021, former leader of your party, Erin O'Toole, promised a similar measure, a GST-free December. How is that promise any different from this promise?
Oh, that's a very good question to ask him. I would say this. What Trudeau has done is, after 9 years of doubling housing costs, doubling food bank use, and doubling our debt, he's now distracting Canadians with a 2-month temporary tax trick that will come nowhere near to compensating for the record increase in the cost of living that his taxes and deficits have caused. He plans major tax increases that will be permanent, some of them kicking in as early as spring of next year. If he is reelected, these taxes will only grow, and a 2-month temporary tax trick will not reverse any of that. I propose permanent, real tax cuts, like taking the GST off new homes under $1 million, which could save a Montreal couple $50,000 on a new home. I'm going to push the provinces to match it, which would save over $100,000. We're going to incentivize local governments to speed up permits, free up land, and cut development taxes to build 15% more homes. That way our youth can actually afford a roof overhead. We're going to cap government spending, slash bureaucracy to bring down the deficit, the interest rates, and the inflation. That is a real permanent plan to reverse the cost of living crisis that Justin Trudeau has caused.
Can I ask you, on your plan, I'm happy you brought it up, right? The GST plan on new homes, right? Dropping the GST tax on new homes. You know, I'm someone that sees this every day as I look at the housing market. My worry is the dropping taxes could just fuel the increase in pricing. So tell me about how your plan will tackle that, because I think a lot of us are just looking at the genuine prices of houses right now, and we've got sticker shock.
Well, the sticker shock you should have is that most of the cost of a new home is government. It's the sales tax, federal sales tax, provincial sales tax. Then there's the development charges, which are taxes on building. Then there's the delays. We have the second slowest building permits of any country in the OECD. It takes 3 times longer to get a permit to build a home in Canada as it does in the UK and the US, where they build homes just as safely and just as ecologically responsibly. And all of those costs contribute anywhere between 30 and 60% to the overall price tag on a new home. The only way to build homes people can afford is to take the GST and the provincial sales tax off those homes, and then incentivize local municipalities to free up permits and land and cut development charges to build 15% more. And that will be my requirement. Cities will be required to permit 15% more housing completions per year, or they will not get federal funding. Those that beat my target will get bonuses. I saw Laval, for example, is doing some smart things. They're building on shopping center parking lots and moving the parking underground, putting up faster permits, and they've massively boosted home building. That's the kind of thing I will be incentivizing. More supply will mean more affordable homes And that's what we're going to bring home.
Let me get to the other big promise made yesterday, this $250 check for quote-unquote working Canadians, those who make up to $150,000. It certainly seems to me that send out a check in the spring and call an election shortly thereafter. Is that what is in the cards for Canadians?
Look, it could be. I mean, it's strange because Trudeau actually said this idea would cause inflation not long ago. In May 24th of this year, he said, people were asking him, and I quote, "Can you send us more benefits or send us an extra $1,000 a month? As soon as you do that, inflation goes up by exactly the same amount." So we could give everybody $1 million. Just send $1 million check to every Canadian. Well, what would happen is the cost of living would go up by $1 million because people are still bidding on a finite number of goods and services. More dollars bidding on fewer goods always equals higher prices. That's inflation. What we need to do is start producing more of those goods and services. You think about it, if you have an economy with 10 apples and $10, it's $1 an apple. You double the number of dollars to 20 and there's only 10 apples still. You're not twice as rich. It's just each apple costs twice as much because there's more money bidding on them. We need to do is grow more. We need to plant more apple trees. We need to pass a bring-it-home tax cut that incentivizes businesses to open more factories, dig more mines, build more business centers, invent more productive technology. We need fast building permits. We need to green light massive resource projects to generate energy and minerals that will give us a stronger Canadian dollar. It's by producing more of the stuff money buys, not just creating and printing more cash, that we will grow the purchasing power of our people.
Do you believe that the Prime Minister and maybe Jagmeet Singh, leader of the NDP, right now are just trying to orchestrate the right moment for an election?
I think they're panicked running away from an election. First of all, Jagmeet Singh is trying to get his pension, which kicks in February of next year. By the way, when does this tax trick run out? February of next year. This gets him through to his pension qualification. Trudeau's grasping to hold on to power, and Canadians are getting the bill. I think we need an election because right now our economy, everything is broken. The country's falling apart. We have homeless encampments. Crime is raging out of control on our streets. 47,000 people dead of drug overdoses. Anti-Semitism running rampant. Religious-based and racial violence like we've never seen is now becoming commonplace. This is the nightmare that Trudeau's weird, woke, wacko agenda has brought our country. And that's why we need an election to bring home the country that we knew and still love.
Speaking of not working right now, it seems like the House of Commons is not getting any work done right now. You are steadfast in your demands for those documents related to the so-called Green Slush Fund. How long will you keep this going for with the House of Commons in a standstill?
Well, I'm not keeping it going. Trudeau's keeping it going. I'm asking him just to hand over the documents to the police that the speaker said he had to do. He had to give. Look, there should be more outrage on this. This is a $400 million green slush fund. It's a program Trudeau set up. He put a bunch of people in charge of the program who then gave hundreds of millions of Canadian tax dollars to their own companies. The Auditor General has found over 100 conflicts of interest. This is money from waitresses and welders who paid taxes to the government of Canada and saw it given to the friends of government officials who enriched themselves. There is an ongoing police investigation into this scandal. We're saying hand over all the evidence to the police so that we can arrest the bad guys and get our money back.
When you hear Karina Gould say, liberal MPs say, well, we've handed over the documents, we've done it, what's your response to that?
They haven't done it. On the one hand, they say they've done it. On the other hand, say they can't do it. So which is it? The Speaker of the House of Commons, who is a very partisan Liberal, has said they haven't done it, and they're in violation of the House order. So hand over the documents. let the police fully investigate if you've got nothing to hide. But I think they do have something to hide because he's not worth the cost, the crime, and the corruption.
We're going to have to leave it there. Pierre Poilievre is leader of the Conservative Party. Pierre, thank you so much for coming on again.
Let's bring it